concentrated, they have a profound effect on supporting telomeres. Just if you think of it this way, just like if you're trying to build muscle, you take a lot of protein, don't you, to do that. And then you have other nutritional support to energize. If you do some exercise, of course, and you're taking a lot of protein, you have a chance of really rebuilding muscle because your body's processes are there and you're feeding a nutrient to it that it needs to be able to build a bigger, stronger, healthier, more functional muscle. It's the same with bones. It takes calcium and a number, about 6 other different minerals, enough of them, to support healthy bones. And it was, but the regulatory agencies are so extreme, if you will, and it was only a while ago they would allow you to say that calcium builds strong bones. Up to that point, you could just say it supports healthy bone. And so what's in a word? Well, a lot, if you have a government agency that's breathing down your neck looking at that. So we have to keep in compliance with what government regulations are in here in America and the other countries. And I see there are a lot of people from other countries that are on the call tonight. Finland, Grenada, the Philippines, Germany, Japan, of course, U.S. and Canada, and we even have somebody from Nova Scotia. So we've got a wide variety of people that are on the call from all over the world, and it's because of the excitement in this product we're talking about tonight. This is really the missing link, is TSX. So we put an intense amount of a highly concentrated amount of these Bacopa extracts in it, a huge dose of it. And then we looked at the finest ingredient that science had found, and it comes from a herb that comes from China, and it's cut from a root, and it's limited because it's a root cutting. In other words, it's called astragalus, and astragalus is a crop that takes about 2 years to develop, and then on the 3rd year, the root starts small, gets bigger, 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 and then the 3rd year they cut off that growth for that year and use it and leave the other 2 years. The next year they cut off the growth for that year. So it takes quite a while to develop these products to be harvested. It's not like putting wheat or corn seed into the soil and you grow a whole stalk. It just isn't that way. You develop the root and then you cut a 1/3 of the root off every year after it's 2 years old. So I tell you that so you realize that the supplies are very limited of this. But out of astragalus, they have an ingredient that you can concentrate, and it's called an astragaloside. In fact, it's astragaloside 4, if you want to know the exact one. And it is extremely powerful. Now, the Bacopa one is like good. It's like a product that I would rate somewhere around, a B plus rating if you're going to rate it on a grade scale like that. But astragalosides are an A or an A plus product, let's say an A. And so they have immense power, but it takes about 6,000 pounds of it, 3 tons, just to make a very small amount of astragalosides. So as a consequence, it's expensive, rotten expensive, because you have to process so much material to get it done. And there's proprietary systems that are in place to do that. Well, we've gone to, of course, India and got the Bacopa extract, and we've gone to China. I've had a lot of connections in China since 1988, so we found a couple of sources that will extract that, and we do it. There'll be some people criticizing our product because they want to protect. There's one product particularly out that's being sold to doctors that uses that, and then there's a few fake products around, and some that'll put something in and they'll say it's there and it's not there. But we make sure with ours, and for those of you that don't know or do know, we have one of the largest manufacturing plants in the world. For fact, is for network marketing. I think it's the very biggest west of the Mississippi River, about of any other plant. But anyway, what we do is we have a big laboratory too and things like that, and as a consequence we can build a super product, and we use what's called HPLC analysis, and that gives you a perfect fingerprint of the ingredient. Do you know it's there? Yes. In the quantity it's there? Yes. We can verify that. where other processors will give you something like an ultraviolet scan, and it's just so vague. It's a lot like Clayton Wilson. It's you just really can't rely on it. But it's with the HPLC, it gives you an exact fingerprint and quantity and everything else, and so that's what we use to ensure that what we have in our product is what we want and in the quantity that we want. Now we've looked at products on the marketplace, and I've actually developed a product that I believe is twice as powerful as any product that I have seen using astragalosides, and there aren't many because it's so expensive to buy. And with the Bacopa, there's hardly any either. Only one I know of, and I think we're 300 to 500% more concentrated than that. So we've taken those two great systems, the extract from India, from Bacopa, and the extract from China, astragalosides, and we put them together in what I think is the maximum level to obtain the highest results possible. So let's talk about what those results are. There's a saying, a lot of people misquote it. They say the proof is in the pudding. That's not the saying. The saying is the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And so this needs to be results oriented, not saying that it's there. And most companies that do something or make a dietary supplement or a skincare product say a lot, but the products really don't perform. They're overhyped and they underperform. Not with ours. In fact, we will not be able to say everything that they can do because one company has a patent, and then there's drug claims, and drug claims are very strictly regulated, so we have to say nutritional claims like support. But we also have a website we're building. You'll see the scientific studies on it. So, and according to DSHEA, the law here in the United States, we can publish studies on the ingredients. Surely they're not on our product itself, but the studies are there, and so that you can see just exactly how powerful these products are in the ingredients, in the tests and the studies that they've done. And I will tell you this, we are using everything that I've seen, quantities that will exceed that is used within the test. But the law says that you can look at the studies if you want and look at what's in the ingredient and then make your own conclusion. That's why it's called the Dietary Supplemental Health Education Act. So we've given you what you need if you want to really look at it, but the proof of the pudding's in the eating, so results mean everything. Now, what we're attempting to do in the way that this works is to support the body with the most powerful nutrition that science has just recently found, so that just like calcium can support bones and strong healthy bones, and protein can support strong healthy muscles, we can do the same with telomere support. And with that, you'll see an improvement. And so just like the hive that's got small because the queen isn't putting out so many eggs, the same thing happens with stem cells. And so as the stem cells, the telomere units start to wear out or be destroyed or whatever they are and not replaced as they could be, because the factors are there to do it, then they go down. Less cells, for the volume is here of your body, and the cells that being produced is maybe here and then maybe here and maybe here. So we become more deteriorated, more emaciated as age goes on. And then we get to the point where scientists are saying, and you know that, you'll know it from just logic, about between 50, 60 years old, 70, that disease that's going to kill you will kick in. And oftentimes it's lack of nutrition or environmental attack, or the fact that your body has deteriorated so much as that mass of cells, that 100 trillion you had supporting all of the organs, have deteriorated and deteriorated and deteriorated. And you see things like when a person is older, their muscles are thin, they lose 8 to 10% about every 10 years of muscle size, and even the brain itself shrinks. By the time someone's getting close to 80, they've lost somewhere around 20-25% of the volume of the brain. There are people I know from Nova Scotia, it's closer to 50%, but on the average, most people have lost about, when they get that age, they've lost about that volume within their brain. And so As a result, of course, you see it with older people. They're not really aware of a lot that goes on. Dementia, those things set in because the brain functionality is not there. But as scientists took a look at animal studies, mammal studies, they found out that telomeres are virtually the same in all animals. Now they're saying in plants too. And they're saying